Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. After a comeback one-run victory in Game 3 to take the series lead, the Boston Red Sox are electing to go to Smoky Joe Wood in the rain in Game 4 and save ace Pedro Martinez to come back in Game 5 on full rest. The thinking is that they would have a fully rested ace to either close out their first World Series title or, worst case, push them back ahead in an even series. That puts the pressure on Wood, who was knocked around by the A's in his first postseason start, but was solid if unspectacular in his second against the Twins, allowing 3 runs over 6. Though the logic makes sense, there also would likely be little argument, particularly from the Red Sox faithful, against bringing Martinez back on short rest here in Game 4. The rain may play a part in that also, but the short rest is what the Cubs are doing with Fergie Jenkins rather than turning to Bill Hutchison, who has been shelled twice. Jenkins, there you see his numbers, 3-0 in 4 starts in the postseason. Jenkins grinded through 6 innings in Game 1, picking up the win despite not having his best stuff. He says he's ready to go, and the Cubs hope so, as they try to get the series even. Here at Wrigley, Jacoby Ellsbury will lead it off for Boston, batting .333 in the postseason. First pitch fastball misses up and in, and we're underway here in Game 4. A slow but steady rain falling here at Wrigley Field. Fastball in for a called strike. And the rain may very well play a bit of a part in why the Sox decided to go with Wood here instead of Pedro. They're up a game in the series, so their worst-case scenario is they're still even after this, with their top 3 pitchers all being slated to be on full rest the rest of the way. Ellsbury fouls that one off. It's 1-2. In Jenkins' case, the Cubs trailing in the series. This is a not quite must-win, but feels like a must-win for them. Jenkins fans Ellsbury here to get things started. 1 out here in the top of the first.
The right fielder, number 50.
All fastballs out of the gate from Ferguson Jenkins. Here is Mookie Betts. Betts batting .213 in the playoffs. Fly ball to left field. Half go is underneath it. Puts it away for out number 2. Your Red Sox lineup: Ellsbury, Betts, and Williams. Smith, Collins, and Dorr. Freeman, Valentin, and Farrell. The Sox sending out the same lineup they did in Game 3. Actually, I apologize. That's actually not true. Jimmy Collins getting the start over Rafael Devers. There has been a change there. Curveball here to Ted Williams starts things off. Williams, .246 in the postseason, was hot in the division series, not so much in the league championship series. He hasn't been able to right the ship here. Does have 3 homers and 8 RBIs, though. He skies this one to left. Half go, just a couple of steps to his right and in. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Fergie Jenkins. So the Sox are turned aside in the top of the first here in Game 4. Cubbies coming up. Lang, Hack, and Sano will face Smoky Joe Wood here in the bottom of the first, Game 4. Year 4, the Franchise Stars Baseball League World Series. There you see Joe Wood, 1-1, a 6.55 ERA. And he got hammered in that start against the A's in the division series. He was much better in the series, his matchup against the Twins. Again, not perfect by any means. 3 runs over 6. He started that game very strong. Gave up 2 of those runs in his last inning of work. Here's Bill Lang. Lang batting .268. SGJ Jamie joins us. Yes, sir, it is raining at Wrigley. In this game, 22 didn't do it as much, I feel like, as older games in the series did, but there can be a rain delay, and there could require you to make a pitching change doing so. So the The rain certainly can play a role here. 1-1 the count. Wood delivers. Curveball. Lang shoots it down the right field line, but it slices foul into the seats. It's 1-2. Clee baseball fan, our friend Tim, how are you, buddy? If it rains in the World Series, does this mean the Cubs will win? We'll see. We'll see. Curveball misses down and in. 2-2 the count. Only if it rains an even year. 2-2 pitch. Lang swings and misses. Wood fans him to start things off. Fastball riding inside. Down goes Lang. Here is Stan Hack. Hack batting .255 in the postseason. Fastball there. Misses inside. 2 homers, 5 RBIs for Hack. Cubs' postseason average is now down to .237. Curveball there from Wood is a called strike. That curveball is working for Joe Wood. He is very, very difficult. 1-1 offering. Fastball misses up and away. You know he'll bring the heat. 2-1 pitch. Fastball up high, fouled off by Hack. Wood deals. Curveball in there, called strike 3, and Hack knew it. So Wood has struck out the first 2 men to face him here in Game 4. That one looked a little low, but it's where it crosses, not where it's caught. So that'll bring up Santo. Ron Santo batting .333 in the playoffs. Curveball at the top of the zone. Wood gets the call for strike 1. 2 homers, 7 RBIs for Santo. Nasty curve. Wood might be ready to play tonight, our friend Jamie says in the chat. Yeah, I mean, again, the decision to hold back Pedro rather than bring him back on 3 days rest certainly could be debated. Round ball up the middle from Santo, and there's a 2-out single. Again, not only winning Game 3, but having Carl Mays throw as well as he did certainly puts the Red Sox in a much better spot as far as setting their pitching up right. Here's Bill Nicholson. Nicholson continues to struggle in the playoffs. Fastball swung on and missed. Nicholson now down to 184, a homer and 5 RBIs. He is the best power threat on this Cubs roster, and they're just very reluctant to take him out of there. 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses up high. Terrific rookie season for Nicholson, who figures to be in the discussion for Rookie of the Year, although the smart money is on Chase Utley of the Phillies, taking that honor home. 1-1 the count. Wood delivers. Fastball misses down low. 2-1 the count. Fastball there, swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Wood comes to the set again. Santo on first. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Wood delivers. Nicholson pulls it through the hole. It's a base hit into right field. Betts comes up throwing. Santo will hold at second. So after Wood struck out the first 2 to face him, the Cubs have now put back-to-back singles together. And that'll bring up the catcher, Gabby Hartnett. Hartnett batting .261 in the playoffs. Curveball. Borderline pitch. Wood doesn't get the call on that one. 1-0 the count. No homers, 3 RBIs for Hartnett in the playoffs. Wood deals. Fastball well out of the zone. Hartnett goes chasing. The count goes to 1-1. Appreciate you all tuning in, streaming at a little more reasonable hour today. 1-1 offering from Wood. Fastball there. Hartnett fouls it straight back, and the count goes to 1-2. Wood comes to the set and delivers. Curveball out of the zone. Hartnett chases again. Strike 3. Smoky Joe Wood gives up 2 singles, but he also strikes out the side to get through the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second here in a rainy Wrigley Field. World Series Game 4. Cubs nothing, Red Sox nothing. Sox coming up in the top of the second. So here's Reggie Smith. Smith batting .200, 2 homers, 8 RBIs in the postseason. Only 7 pitches for Fergie Jenkins to get through the first on 3 days rest. He'll certainly appreciate that. Smith fouls off the first pitch here. Fastball misses down low, 1-1. Jenkins. Shot down to third. Santo has it on the backhand. Throws over to first to Cavaretta, and there's 1 away. Jamie says, not sure if the game accounts for it. Wood's curve seems extra tough tonight. Yeah, I mean, he's got a great bender anyway. But also, there's kind of an under-the-hood pitcher confidence rating and stuff like that that kind of comes into play also. But his base movement rating is very good just because he struck out a bunch of guys. Jimmy Collins continues to rip the baseball. He pulls that one past a diving Santo into the corner and left, and it's a 1-out double from Boston. So Collins hammers that one. Here's Bobby Doerr. Doerr batting .281. Fastball misses up high. So Collins, we of course had the 2 huge homers earlier on in this postseason, but he drove in the winning run in last night's ball game as well. Sacrifice fly, less dramatic, but still gets the job done. Chopper there in between Hobb, nicely picked by Santa. Throws over, and there's 2 away, and the runner holds at second. So Doerr getting work here in the second inning. Here's Buck Freeman. Freeman batting .208. Does have 2 homers, though, and 4 RBI. Freeman hadn't played much against the abundant left-handed rotations of both the A's and the Twins. Against the righty staff here of the Cubs, Freeman has been the man here in the World Series. .1-0 pitch from Jenkins. Curveball is popped up. Dowling, right on the edge of the dirt, puts it away, and the side is retired. So Collins is stranded at second after the double. We head to the bottom of inning number 2, Game 4 of the FSBO World Series. We're still scoreless. Here's Andy Pafko. Pafko has had a nice series. .281, 2 homers, 4 RBI. He's also played a very solid left field. Wood deals. Fastball. In there for a called strike. Wood deals again. That fastball up and out of the zone. Wood deals 1-1 pitch. Fastball's a called strike. Count goes to 1-2. It delivers. Fastball just misses up and in. 2-2 the count as Wood works to back up. Pitch, curveball down in the dirt. The count goes full. Bill Cavaretto waits on deck. Payoff pitch from Smoky Joe Wood. Fastball at the top of the zone. Strike 3 call. 4 strikeouts for Smoky Joe Wood. All 4 outs retired. Here's Cavaretto. Cavaretto batting .250 in the postseason. Cavaretto sat out Game 2 as his bat had gone cold. He bounced back from that with a couple of hits in Game 3. One-0 pitch from Wood. Cavaretto chases a fastball down low and fouls it off. One and one the count. Curveball. This is inside. 2-1 pitch. Fastball at the knees is a called strike, and it's 2-2. Wood delivers. Curveball. Fouled off again. As Jamie noted, Wood's curveball definitely seems on point so far this evening. 2-2 offer. Another curveball. That one is lashed hard, but foul. Wood into the big rocking windup. Fastball there. Cavaretto fouls off another. Wood deals. Fastball swung on and missed. 5 outs, 5 strikeouts for Smoky Joe Wood. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Well, anyone who was questioning Wood getting the start over bringing Pedro back on 3 days rest probably feels much better about things right now. Here's Dowling. Ground ball to the middle. There's a base hit. Dowling went out and got one. That pitch was outside off the plate. Dowling reaches out and puts it up the middle for a 2-out single. Here's Javi Baez. Baez 0-77 in the postseason, but he had the big 2-run homer, his first hit of the postseason, off of Pedro in Game 1. Baez has gotten the start all 4 games here in the World Series. Fastball off the plate for ball 1. Wood from the set. Delivers. Curveball is in there for a called strike on the inside corner. One and one the count. Curveball in there, and it's 1-2. That one was up in the zone. That one had a little more, came in with a little more pace on it, it felt like. Not the big bender that Wood has been throwing. He's ahead of Baez 1-2 here. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Smoky Joe Wood has struck out all 6 men he has retired to this point. He's given up 3 hits in the first 2, but he's allowed no runs. And he has some dominant stuff, strikeout stuff, so far here through 2. We head to the 3rd. Sox and Cubs still 0-0. Here's John Valentin. Valentin batting .238 in the playoffs. Pair of homers, 9 RBI. Despite the low average, Valentin has come up with some big hits so far. Jenkins has only needed 15 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. Fastball at the knees for strike 1. Jenkins deals. Valentin fouls it off. Oh and 2. Jenkins deals. High fastball, fouled off. pitch. And this isn't that. One and two. Fastball at the knee, strike three called. Valentin doesn't seem to agree with it. But Jenkins picks up his second strikeout, and there's one away here in the top of the third inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Rick Farrell. Farrell has swung a red-hot bat in games 2 and 3. Couple of hits in game 2, 3 hits in game 3, if I remember. I may have that reversed. Point is, he's doing a great job of these last couple of games. Ground ball up the middle, base hit for Farrell. So Farrell continues to swing a good bat for the Sox. It's going to be very difficult to get Jason Varitek back into this lineup. Farrell getting it done. Order turns over. Here's Jacoby Ellsbury. They run a hit and run. Chop to second. Safe at second. Throw to first. Ellsbury safe at first. Everybody's safe. So Ellsbury chops it up the middle. They sent Farrell for a somewhat unlikely hit and run. But figuring if you ran the hit and run with the lefty up there, pulls it into the hole, perhaps Farrell gets the third. But check this. Farrell jumps. Ellsbury chops it. Jenkins lets it pass. Dowling gets it right next to the bag, and I'm a little surprised that Dowling, I think he didn't realize how close to the bag he was. He ends up flipping it to Baez instead of just taking it, stepping on the bag himself. Runner gets in just ahead of it, and that little bit of hesitation, especially with Farrell bearing down on Baez. And Ellsbury barely able to beat it out, so the Cubs, with a bit of a mishap there, now the Sox have first and second, one out for Mookie Betts. Fastball in for a called strike, and the Red Sox capitalize. 0-1 pitch. Third ball down low. Ed Williams waits on deck for the Sox. 1-1 pitch. Betts deep to left field. Way back. That ball is out of here. 3-run homer, Mookie Betts, and the Sox strike in the top of inning number 3. Mookie's first home run of the postseason. And he takes Jenkins deep for a 3-run jack through the drops at Wrigley. And it's 3-0 Boston. That pitch was down. Betts goes down and gets it. And hits this one a long way over the wall and left. You can see there was no thought of getting to that from Andy Pafko. So 3-0 Boston. Here's Ted Williams. Williams is 0 for 1. Fastball in for a called strike. Williams only 2 for 14 in the series. Ended up behind in counts quite a lot, perhaps a little overly patient, taking a lot of pitches. Fastball misses up high there. Has hit a couple of homers, but he hasn't done too much else. Sinker misses off the plate as Bernie Strom joins us. This Red Sox looking good. Again, I don't think they would have necessarily gotten the double play on Ellsbury there, but they could have. But now that's obviously huge. I mean, a potential double play there. You know, if that gets turned, all of a sudden you've got a 1-0 game instead of a 3-0 game. Obviously, the fallacy of the predetermined outcome and all that jazz. Williams dunks one out to left. Long run for Pafko. He'll get there and make the grab for out number 2.
Now back, the designated hitter, Reggie.
So that'll bring up Reggie Smith. Smith grounded out his first time. Fergie Jenkins will try to right the ship here. Fastball right down the middle for strike one. You know, the fact that the Sox are in this position, given the fact that none of Williams, Betts, or Smith have really hit particularly well in the postseason, really a testament to how well the Sox pitching has performed in the playoffs. Popped up, Santo underneath it, puts it away, and the side is retired. But Mookie Betts, the Sox have been waiting for him to break out, and he does here in a big way in Game 4 of the World Series. 3-run jack. We head to the bottom of the third at Wrigley. 3-0 Boston. So the order turns over for the Cubs. Here's Bill Lang. Smoky Joe Wood, again getting the start. The Sox electing to put Pedro on full rest and save him for Game 5. Wood has given up 3 hits in the first 2 innings, but he has also struck out all 6 men he has retired. Another curveball. Lang flies this one to right. Betts is underneath it, puts it away for out number 1.
The batter, number 6, designated hitter.
That'll bring up Stan Hack. Hack struck out his first time up. Wood delivers. Fastball misses inside. Wood gets the sign from Fergie. Fastball. That one shot the other way. Long run for Williams. It's slicing away from him. No shot for Williams to get there, but he does get there quickly. And he holds Stan Hack to an opposite field loop single. So 1 out, 1 on. Here's Ron Santos. Santos singled his first time. Fastball is a called strike. Wood has done a great job of throwing strike 1 so far. 0-1 pitch coming up. Wood deals. Breaking ball. Runner goes. Farrell's throw. A little bit up high, and it's a stolen base for Stan Hack. So now the Cubs have their first runner in scoring position. 1-1 the count to Santo. Nothing Gore could do about that. Wood checks the runner and delivers. Fastball. Santo fouls it off, and it's 1-2. Wood from the set. Delivers. Breaking ball. Santo hammers this one. This is deep to left field, and it's out of here. Home run, Ron Santo, and the Cubs answer the 3-run Betts homer with a 2-run jack of their own. 3rd homer of the postseason for Ron Santo, and the Cubs cut the deficit to a run. 3-2 Boston now as Santo hits a 2-run shot off Smoky Joe Wood. Up in the zone there, and Santo gets a hold of it. Puts it over the wall in left. Hanging breaking ball there from Wood. Goes into the basket. Midlife Crisis joins us, pulling for the Bruins. How are you there, sir? Curve ball from Wood. Misses down low. Here's Nicholson. Singled his first time up. Jamie says Santo again right in the middle of the plate. Yeah, don't want to pitch anyone there, but especially not Santo with the bat that he's swinging in the post. Fastball misses down low. Fastball there is a called strike. 2-1 the count. Wood rocks, delivers. Third ball is in for a called strike. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Pulled down the right field line and foul. It's been an interesting start here for Joe Wood. 1 out in the third. He has struck out 6 already. He has also, however, given up 5 hits. Here you see Gabby Hartnett swinging on deck. Full count offering. Wood delivers. Curveball up the middle, base hit. And that curveball from Wood that seemed very sharp and at the bottom of the zone early on is seeming to be up in the zone a bit more here in this third inning. Nicholson chops it up the middle. So 1 out, 1 on. Here's Hartnett. He's 0 for 1. Midlife crisis, working on a game plan to dispatch the evil empire. Week 12. Oh, GID. Oh, the Gridiron. The Gridiron Dreams League. Good luck with that. Hartnett 1 for 11 in the series. Wood deals fastball. Ooh, borderline pitch, doesn't get the call. 1-1 the count. Curveball there, misses outside. 2-1. Wood deals. Curveball swung on and missed. Hartnett tries to dry the bat off again. It's been raining since the start of this game. Steady but not so heavy. Curveball down low. Hartnett chases it. 7 strikeout for Joe Wood. And there's 2 outs here in the third. So that'll bring up Pafko. He's 0 for 1. Wood from the set. Delivers. Fastball right down the middle. Strike 1. Pafko struck out his first time up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pafko fouls that one off, and it goes 0-2. Pafko homered in the losing effort in Game 3. 0-2 pitch coming from Wood. Curveball, Pafko, ground ball, diving stop, nicely done by Bobby Doerr. Doerr takes a hit away from Pafko, and the side is retired. Ranging to his left, nice work here from Doerr to end the inning. But the Cubs get 2 on the Santo homer. We head to the 4th, Game 4, Year 4 of the Franchise Stars Baseball League World Series. Boston leads at 3-2. Here's Jimmy Collins. Collins 1 for 1. He doubled back in the second. Jenkins deals. First pitch, Collins scorches it to left, but Pafko has a good beat on it. Puts it away for out number 1. Here's Doerr. He grounded out his first time. Fastball there is fouled up. Doerr 7 for his last 18. Swinging a nice bat. Here for Boston. 0-1 pitch from Jenkins. Fastball rides up and in, and Doerr fouls it off. At 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Up out of the zone. Doerr chases. Third strikeout for Jenkins. And there's 2 away. Bernie asks, what's after the World Series? Well, I'm going to probably be heavy on boxing in the very immediate future after the World Series. I want to get through those championship tournaments. for the LSUBF, and your local news. Very good, Jamie. Um, yeah, it's probably gonna be boxing heavy for a little bit. I also got to finish the basketball playoffs and get through those. Again, that season has been a start and stop deal, and that's my own fault. Really, I didn't realize how I wasn't, and it's a great project, and the games are playing well, but I'm just not as invested in that project because I'm not calling the games, and it's probably the game that I did the least amount of ratings work for. For all the other sports, I develop every rating for every player. And NBA 2K does a pretty good job. So other than stuff that really jumped out at me or guys I had to create who weren't in the game, I didn't do as much roster work on that game. So those two things combined, I've just found myself being a little less invested in what's going on with that project. Because that season has taken a lot longer than it should have. And it's kind of stops and starts. And anytime anything is picked up, the baseball picked up, the boxing picked up, the basketball has ended up kind of getting pushed back. So I got to get through that, and I'll kind of try to reset and probably do a little more. I'm still not going to call games, but do some more. I'm probably going to implement more of my own ratings stuff for year 2 of that. This one skied out to left, not to get away from the play-by-play a bit. Horse racing, yes, I haven't touched the horse racing in a couple weeks, but that's mostly just because my free time I've been doing the baseball playoffs, obviously, and I've also been working on stuff to get year 2 of the Franchise Stars Football League up and running as well. So it's just only so many hours in a day. But I do want to get that horse racing project going. I think that'd be fun. And horse racing is easy because it's quick. So I don't feel like it would take the same broadcast time and stuff like that to do. So hopefully the fact that broadcast won't be my usual length can draw some people who may otherwise just not want to invest the time in the length of the broadcast that I do, which again, I completely understand. I don't take any offense to that. It's not, the way I do things isn't for everybody. I totally get that. But the horse racing, just by nature of it, would probably be more kind of quick hits and quick bites that hopefully people will be able to get into. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming after this. In baseball, I'm hoping it won't be super long between seasons. I've got to create all the player ratings and create the players for the baseball as the side is retired here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to the top of the 5th. 3-2 Red Sox over the Cubs. Game 4 of the World Series. But right now, I'm very happy with how football stuff is looking. So I'm kind of excited about getting that going again. The wild card for me is whether I'm going to decide to get a hockey project going. I keep on trying to talk myself out of it because I know to do that project and do it right is going to be pretty time consuming. And I got to make sure I'm kind of in the right frame of mind to devote the time that it will take to getting that project going. But I'd love to do hockey. I miss calling hockey. Hockey is so much fun to broadcast. I had a great time doing that when I did my real players fictional team league. But if I do get that project going again, it'll be the Franchise Stars Hockey League with the same kind of setup that everything else was running in at this point. 2-2 the count as Fergie Jenkins works to John Valentin trying to rub the ball dry here at rainy Wrigley in the top of the 5th. Sinker misses outside. The problem with that horse racing game, Bernie, is that it's we've talked as a fastball there, Valentin goes down. Swinging, 5th strikeout for Jenkins. Like we say this about other projects that I do. you know, Beatles is very fond of saying it, and I appreciate the compliment that he means by it, though. Legends gets these games to do stuff that they're not really designed to do. Sometimes that's an exaggeration on his part, and again, I appreciate the compliment part of it. But it's really true with the horse racing project that Starters Orders is not designed at all to do what I'm trying to do with it. It doesn't. You can't just set up one-off exhibition races and stuff like that. So it's really requiring a lot of work for me to try to make that a viable project. But I do think it'll be a lot of fun once it's done. Looping shot out there into right field.
Number 2.
1 out single. So Farrell just continues to do an exceptional job in the 9 slot for the Red Sox. Here's Ellsbury. He's 0 for 2. What Farrell's doing right now is it's similar to what Tommy Corcoran was doing for the Dodgers in last year's postseason, where Corcoran was really the backup to Bill Russell. Light hit, good field shortstop, and Corcoran just kept on hitting well in the postseason, so he just kept on getting the bulk of the at-bats until the Dodgers got knocked out. Ellsbury skies this one to center. Lang is underneath it, puts it away for the second out as the runner retreats to first.
Now batting, number 50.
So here's Mookie Betts, the big blow in this one. A 3-run homer back in the third. That's accounted for the Red Sox runs, put them up 3-0. A Ron Santo homer. In the bottom half, a 2-run shot got the Cubs within 1, and that's where we sit here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. It's been a tough slog in the playoffs for Betts. One and 0 to count. Fastball at the knees. 4 called strike. It's 1-1. Fly ball out to right. Nicholson is there, puts it away, and the side is retired in the top of the 5th. So good work from Jenkins. We're midway through here in Game 4. 3-2 Sox. Top of the order for the Cubbies. They trail by 1. Here's Bill Lang. Lang is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown out. Joe Wood is at 73 pitches. The Sox would love to get Wood through 6. You can get the 2 runs over 6 out of Smoky Joe Wood here in this Game 4 start. Boston would have absolutely signed up for that. Fastball there rides inside. It's 2-0. Bernie says a lot of the work is already done with games like top of the stretch. Yeah, top of the stretch, I mean, from everything that I've seen, does what it does well. I've just, especially for what I do, like, I just don't find the lack of graphic for it to be something that I really have any interest in doing from a broadcast standpoint. Which doesn't mean that it's not an excellent game. It just means it doesn't fit the way I do things. So a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th for Lang, who is a threat to run. Here's Stan Hack. Hack is 1 for 2. Clark the Cub trying to get the crowd riled up here at Wrigley. They look to get even in the game and the series. First pitch, curveball. That was a big bender floater there from Wood. In for a called strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, and Wood is ahead of Hack here, 0-2. What Wood dials up here. 0-2 pitch. Curveball down low. Hack lays off. Wood delivers. Fastball, foul up. One-two pitch, fastball misses up and in. Fastball. Kickoff. Throw over the first. Dives back safe. Sorry, I got thrown there. I got a text from my son. He's driving to see his girlfriend in Philadelphia. Pretty bad weather here, so making sure he got there okay. Hack strikes out. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. 8 strikeouts for Smoky Joe Wood. And that will bring up Ron Santo. Santo has been the Cubs' best hitter. He's got the 2-run homer today. He's 2 for 2. See if they try to send Lang and get him into scoring position for Santo. Fastball at the knees for strike 1. 6 for 15 in the series for Santo. Kickoff throw, Lang gets back in. Good from the set. Here's the pitch. Curveball just outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Wood checks Lang again. Curveball misses inside. 2-1 the count. Bill Nicholson waits on deck for Chicago. Wood delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. And the count goes to 2-2. Wood looks in, gets the sign from Farrell again. 2-2 offering. Curveball misses away, and the count goes full. Full count as Wood works to Santo. 3-2 pitch. High curveball. Santo swings and misses. Big strikeout for Smoky Joe Wood, his 9th of the ball game. 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Fastball, curveball, curveball, fastball, curveball, curveball again. Well, Gamble will go high with that curve because remember, he jacked that same pitch out his last time up. Pitch out, runner goes, throw to second from Farrell. Lang is in there safely anyway. So the Sox guess right on the pitch out, but Lang swipes the bag. Tying run in scoring position now with 2 outs for the Cubbies. Nicholson is 2 for 2. Curveball there, misses down and in. Holly the Bernedoodle has taken her customary place here in the broadcast booth. Some might think she'd do a better job. 2-0 the count. Wood checks the runner. Delivers. Fastball's a called strike. You see Wood shaking some of the rain off the bill of the cap there. Trying to dry the ball off. It has rained pretty much from the get-go in this game, but not heavy enough to bring a pause to it. Two-one pitch. Fastball misses up high. Gabby Hartnett waits on deck for the Cubs. Tying run at second, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. 3-1 as Wood works to Nicholson, hitters count. Fastball back to the box, but Wood snares it, throws to first, and the side is retired. So Lang is stranded at second. We'll head to the 6th here at Wrigley. Red Sox 3, Cubs 2, Game 4 of the World Series. Here's Ted Williams. Williams is 0 for 2. He's flown out both times. Williams only 2 for 15 in the World Series, so he does have a homer. First pitch fastball misses inside. Williams has still driven in 5 RBIs over the last 6. Rips that one. That is a tracer off the bat of Ted Williams. Line shot, base hit in the center. Lang gets it in quickly, but Williams absolutely cranked this one. Fergie Jenkins hitting the deck. 113.8 off the bat from the splendid Splinter. Williams goes down and rifles that one into center. Here's Smith. He's 0 for 2. Breaking ball down in the dirt. Williams try to catch him off the bag, but Williams gets back in easily. Jenkins from the set. Delivers. Curveball. Oh, actually, that was a slider. Apologies. The Cubs do have bullpen action going. Felix Rodriguez, the right-hander. Sean Marshall, the lefty. Both up throwing. Again, Jenkins is working on 3 days rest, but he's only at 59 pitches. 1-1 offering. Sinker down low. Smith fouls it off. One, two. That one down in the dirt. Blocked again by Hartnett. Williams doesn't go anywhere. 2-2 pitch. Fastball up high. Smith fouls it off. Jenkins deals. Curveball. Smith goes the other way. Pafko ranging back. Still going back. Still going back. Makes the play. Nice job by Pafko to hang with that one. That one was slicing away from him. But he retrieves the fly ball out for out number 1. Here's Jimmy Collins. Collins is 1 for 2. He doubled back in the second. Red Sox wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Collins. Down to their last strike in Game 4 of the American League Division Series. Collins hit a 3-run walk-off homer off Raleigh fingers to force the series back out to Oakland, where the Red Sox dispatched of the A's in 5 games. Then took down the Twins in 6 in the ALCS. Collins pops this one up. Baez is there, puts it away for the second out. That run the Twins had from the end of August until the Sox eliminated them was just a sensational run for a team basically devoid of power. That the Twins were able to do what they were doing, and that the triad was all pitching well. Santana, Blyleven, and Todd were all throwing. And their bullpen was throwing well, too. I mean, the Twins just, it felt like for almost 2 months, basically just didn't make a mistake. Sinker there at the knees. Count goes to 1-1. Chase down the Tigers for the AL Central title. Then they dispatched of the Yankees, who were heavily favored in the division. 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Down goes Door. Good work there from Jenkins. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Game 4 of the FSBL World Series in year 4. Gabby Hartnett will lead things off for Chicago. Joe Wood is at 94 pitches. Hartnett is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice.
The catcher, Gabby Hartnett.
If the Red Sox get any bullpen action going. fastball in for a called strike. Certainly debated whether Wood should get this start. There was a lot of talk the Sox were going to bring Pedro Martinez back on 3 days rest. The Sox elected to go with Joe Wood, bring Pedro back on full rest for Game 5. Popped up on the infield. Freeman underneath it puts it away for out number 1. If this score holds, the Sox will have Pedro Martinez for Game 5 at full rest in a potential clinching game. Still lots to go before that, though. Here's Pafko. He's 0 for 2. Wood delivers. Pafko hits this one well to left. Williams is going back, still going back. Makes the play. Nicely done by Williams. Similar play to the play that Pafko himself made in the last half inning. 2 away. Here's Cavaretta. He's 0 for 2. He is struck out and flown out. Wood delivers. Curveball misses outside. Curveball down low. Potentially huge for the Red Sox as we look ahead in this game is the fact that Koji Uehara, after getting knocked around in his first outing of the postseason, seems to have gotten his act together. Certainly strengthens the back end of the Boston bullpen. Bergmeyer has been terrific. Derek Lowe has been very solid. Applebaum has been good. Sox bullpen as a whole really has just done a very, very strong job. 3-1 pitch from Wood. Curveball misses down low. It's a 2-out walk to Phil Cavaretta. And the tying run is on base. Here's Bad Bill Dowling. Dowling is 1 for 2. He's singling back in the second. Curveball there. Misses down and in. Cavaretta, average, perhaps tick below average at first. One-oh pitch, foul off. One and one to count. Wood from the set. Delivers. High fly ball foul. The count goes to 1-2. Cubs looking for the big hit. Wood deals. Fastball gets him reaching. Tap back to the mound. Wood sets, throws the first, gets him in the side, is retired. 6 solid innings for Smoky Joe Wood, who allows 2 runs over 6. I think that will be the end for him, but we'll see. First, we head to the top of the 7th. 3-2 Red Sox. Freeman, Valentin, and Farrell due up. Fergie Jenkins will start the top of the 7th for Chicago. I know they have bullpen action going. I want to make sure the Sox at least have somebody throwing. Baez, Lang, Pack, and Stanton are really right. You got to stay away from Wade Davis, who got hammered throwing in this game. Going to warm up low, and for now, we'll warm up Parnell. So here's Jenkins working to Freeman. 0-2 the count. Breaking ball, chop foul. Jamie says, I would bring Wood out for one more inning, or no way Davis anyway. No, I agree. Yeah, you're not going to go to Davis after getting routed the other day in game 1. So Lowe and Parnell, if the game doesn't take Wood out to start the 7th, I will let him start it. But I think at this point, given the situation, he's probably got a pretty quick hook. I would probably just give him a base run. At most, I don't let him get a runner in scoring position, but in a one-run game, I think if he starts an inning, he gets a base runner, and that's it. Freeman pulls that slider foul. Again, the Sox bullpen has done a nice job, pretty much with the exception of Davis, actually. So, let those guys eat a little bit here, if necessary. 0-2 the count as Jenkins works to Freeman. Jenkins has been very solid, particularly considering the 3 days rest. The fastball misses down low. 1-2 the count. Again, Fergie's only blemish, the 3-run homer from Mookie Betts. Fastball misses down low. It's 2-2. Dwayne March joins us. Hey, Dwayne. How you doing, buddy? Hope all is good with you. 2-2 pitch from Jenkins. Freeman chops it over the middle. Shift is on. Baez on the shortstop side throws the first, and there's one away.
Up next for the Red Sox, the shortstop, John Valentin.
That'll bring up John Valentin. Valentin is 0 for 2. He's struck out twice. Now 3 for 10 in the series. Fastball misses outside. Fergie trying to shake some of the rainwater off the bill of his cap. Again, the rain has been steady since the start of this ball game, but it has not picked up to the point where we have needed a delay. Now ball foul. Again, the versions, and this version is going back a couple of years. This is the show 22. But earlier versions of the show used to have rain delays a lot more frequently, I feel like, than what this version did. I think I had 2 rain delays during the regular season. So it still has it, but just not frequently. Valentin put this one out in the left center. That's going to be a base hit. Lang gets there quickly. Valentin takes a turn at first and holds. Curveball there from Jenkins. That one stayed up a little bit in the zone. Valentin puts it out there for a single. And that's going to be it. So, Fergie Jenkins gives a very strong effort. He will now depart and hope he gets an opportunity at a Game 7 if the series gets to that point.
Ladies and gentlemen,
now, the Cubs will turn to Felix Rodriguez. Rodriguez making his 7th appearance. 1.69 ERA. You'll see both sides hitting under 200 against him. In terms of batting average, Rodriguez has been very solid. He'll work here to the scorching hot Rick Ferrell. Fastball misses up and in. Ferrell, 529 in the postseason. Again, he basically didn't play until this series. But since coming in, Ferrell has been exceptional. Jason Varitek has been tethered to the bench. Fastball misses down low. Varitek started off the postseason hot, then went cold, and they tried to ride him out for a bit. Now Ferrell hits this one hard to second. This will be a double play ball. 4-6-3. Room service ordered there by Javi Baez. And the side is retired. So Rodriguez comes in and gets the job done. 4-6-3 double play. 7th inning stretch time at Wrigley. 3-2 Red Sox. Game 4 of the Franchise Stars Baseball League World Series. And Joe Wood will start the bottom of the 7th. Here against Baez. Baez is 0 for 2. Fastball misses up and away. Ike DeLock and Koji Uehara up and throwing now for the Red Sox. I don't mind that. I just want to make sure that Bergmeyer is ready if this gets down to Nichols. 2-1 the count. Wood deals. Curveball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-2. Joe Wood at 111 pitches. Breaking ball. Baez out to right center. Beck's giving chase into the gap. He's got it. Runs it down. Nicely done by Mookie for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. So here's Bill Lang. Lang is 0 for 2. Also got a walk. You know what? The lock hasn't done anything wrong. But I do feel like Bergmeyer's just been incredible out of this bullpen for the Sox. I want to make sure that Bergmeyer is loose, because if Lang gets on, and particularly gets himself in the scoring position, you're going to want Bergmeyer to face Hack. 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. Wood gets Lang. I'll let Wood deal with Hack himself. Fastball there is fouled off. It's 1-1. Lang had a great division series. Didn't do much in the LCS. Now has had himself a decent World Series. 2-1 pitch from Wood. Lang slashes it down to first, but Freeman has it, takes it to the bag himself, and there's 2 away. This Cubs offense, pretty much with the exception of Santo, has certainly cooled off a bit. Hack is 1 for 3, single, and a run scored. He came home on the Santo homer. Wood delivers, curveball. This is down and in. One 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses up and away. Two 2-0 the count. Hack down the right field line, hits it hard but foul. One offering. Farrell sets up away. Wood deal. Hack slashes it the other way, but foul. James says Wood has gone to the old Adam ball plan. Whatever works. Whatever works. 2-2. Wood deals. Breaking ball. Hack gets a piece to stay alive. Two and 2 the count. Wood delivers. Hack pulls that in the right field. There's a base hit. So Hack with a 2-out single to right. And now we'll see what the Cubs do. Santo is coming up. And that's going to be it. So now are they going to go to Bergmeyer or are they going to go really hard? They could go, the lock was warm. Low was warm, so there are options here for Boston. Santo is actually a little bit worse against lefties than righties, so you could go to Bergmeyer here if you wanted to. They're going to... Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to avoid that. But I got to do it before he throws a pitch. I think I can avoid it. If I can't, I can't. But Wade Davis cannot be the guy who you make the call for here. Well, let me do it if he hasn't thrown a pitch yet. We're going to find out. Neither one of these guys is warm. Let's see. Nope, it says a low wasn't. All right. The lock is the most warm guy. Uehara is a little bit low. I'd be scared to bring Uehara in. If it's going to let me bring the lock in, I'm going to put him in. Yeah, all right. So since he hadn't thrown a pitch yet, I'm able to go and override that. Although the game now won't go back to Wade Davis, but that's fine. The way Wade Davis pitched his last time out, Wade Davis was the one guy who you couldn't bring in this situation. And it had sat down Bergmeyer, so Bergmeyer wasn't going to be ready either. So now the Sox go to Ike DeLock here. DeLock hasn't allowed anything in the postseason. He's only appeared, I think, once. Ike DeLock gets Ron Santo. Santo is 2 for 3. Fastball misses up high. Tough spot. You want to pitch Santo carefully. He's been the best bat for the Cubs, but you don't want to push the tying run into scoring position. Sinker misses down low. Santo not chasing, showing a good eye here. Lock from the set. Fastball misses down and away. It's 3-0. Bill Nicholson. Terrific regular season, particularly in terms of power numbers for the rookie. Low average. Very low average here in the postseason. It's been a rough go for Nicholson. 3-0 pitch from DeLock. Santo gets the green light and he fouls it off. 3-1 to the count. DeLock from the set. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Collins has it. Goes the short way, and they barely get the force at second to retire the side. Close play at second, but they get the force. And DeLock gets Santo to get out of the seventh. Huge out for Ike DeLock. Sean Marshall will come on for the Cubs, making his 8th postseason appearance. 1.93 ERA. Even though he's worked 7 appearances, Marshall has only thrown 4 2/3 innings. He's really kind of been coming in to deal with the lefties. He'll deal with the top of the Red Sox order in Jacoby Ellsbury. First things first, though, I want to check this force out because that was really close at second. Yep, he got him. I actually thought it was a little bit closer than that. All right, so now let's go back into the Boston bullpen. Uehara is warm. So you get Bergmeyer back up throwing. Cubs have already made their moves, so they're fine. So Marshall comes on to face Ellsbury. 3-2 Boston. Ellsbury's 0 for 3. Goes to bunt his way on and fouls it off. I think Ellsbury stay in here, despite facing the left. Rick Sutcliffe, you know what? I'm not sure I like that either. Sutcliffe got knocked around in his last outing. He got knocked around in game in got knocked around in game 3. From Sutcliffe at the ball there. He hasn't been as bad as Davis has been, but I won't overrule Sutcliffe if that's who it puts in, but we're going to try to steer it away from that. Wade Davis, there was just no way the Red Sox would bring him into this game, given how he's pitched. Cutter misses up high. 3-1 to count. Ellsbury. Mookie Betts waits on deck. Fly ball out to left. Half go into the gap, puts it away for out number 1.
Now batting, number 50.
So that'll bring up Mookie Betts. Betts, the big blow in this ball game. Back in the third, a 3-run homer. Betts his first homer of the playoffs. A no-doubter out of here at Wrigley. That got the Sox all 3 runs they've scored to this point. First pitch from Marshall. Cutter at the knees for strike 1. Borderline hit. Fastball there. Misses down low. 1-1 the count. Curveball, Mookie fouls it off. Marshall delivers. Curveball down and in. 2-2 offering from Marshall. Betts, ground ball in the hole. Dallin on the backhand. Fires. Gets him. Nicely done by Bill Dallin. There's 2 away. That one into the hole. Dallin on the backhand. Jumps, throws quickly, and gets Betts by a significant margin. Betts runs well. That's a nice play there by Bill Dallin. So 2 away. Here's Ted Williams, 1 for 3. He ripped a single his last time. Slider misses down low. Williams homered off Marshall earlier in this series. Fastball misses up and in. 2-0 pitch. Misses inside. 3-0. Reggie Smith waits on deck for the Sox. Marshall field. Slider in for a called strike. Trying to keep this a 1-run game. 3-1 pitch. Williams slashes it over the bag and hits the bag. Santos stays with it anyway. Throws the first, and Williams barely beats it out. That is a terrific play by Ron Santo. This ball hits the base. Santos still gloves it, but Williams barely gets down the line in time. So Reggie Smith moved to his weaker right-hand side. Infield single for Williams. Smith is 0 for 3. High fly ball. Lang playing very deep, but he ranges over, puts it away. And the side is retired. So Marshall gets the Cubs through the 8th. We'll head to the bottom half. Nicholson, Hartnett, and Pafko coming up for the Cubs. 3-2 Red Sox.
Your attention, please.
And Tom Bergmeyer is going to get the call for Boston. Bergmeyer making his 10th appearance of the playoffs. He was 2-0. He has worked 11 innings without a run charged to him. Here's Bill Nicholson. Nicholson is 2 for 3, a pair of singles on the day. Nicholson has had a miserable postseason, but a good game 4 here. Bergmeyer has been impeccable out of the Red Sox bullpen. At some point, I got to go back through my last saves of the last few years and check out Bergmeyer's overall playoff numbers, because the guy has been great every year. Fastball in there for a called strike. He has just been a money pitcher for Boston. 1-1 offer. Fastball misses down and in. Wayne already sitting there thinking, yep, that'll be the kiss of death. 2-1 pitch. Fastball at the top of the zone. It's 2-2. Bergmeyer stares in. Farrell sets up away. 2-2 offering. Nicholson tries to hold his swing. They check and then they punch him out. Down goes Nicholson on the Bergmeyer slider. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
The catcher, Gabby Hartnett.
Tough one to ring him up on. Here's Gabby Hartnett. Hartnett is 0 for 3. First pitch, sinker, foul off. Hartnett popped out his last time up. Oh, 1 pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 0-2. Bergmeyer delivers. Slider rides in. Hartnett fouls it off. Bergmeyer deals. Off again. Red Sox win. They go up 3-1 in the series. Cubs win. We'll be tied at 2 games apiece. 0-2 pitch from Bergmeyer. Hartnett out in the center. Ellsbury is there. Puts it away for out number 2.
Now batting, number 52.
So that'll bring up Pafko. He is 0 for 3. Blew out his last time up. He's got 2 homers in the postseason. Bergmeyer delivers. At the knees for strike 1. Ground ball up the middle. Ranging. Valentin. Tough play. Throw. Not going to get him. Infield single. And the Cubs faithful here at Wrigley, sensing maybe something happening with the luck turning their way there. Infield hit for Pafko. Cavaretta is 0 for 2. I'm not sure Cavaretta should be the call here. Let's see. So, if the Cubs were to go for a pinch hitter, they're really weak on the bench. Good Lord. Cavaretta does not hit lefties well, so I think you're getting Cavaretta out of here. You could go Ian Happ, I guess. That's probably where you're going here, actually. Apple pinch hit for Cavaretta. It has been a rough postseason for Ian Happ. Has been relegated to the bench, but Happ had a good regular season. They're going to call on him. Now, if you're the Sox here, you could bring Papelbon in here. If Pafko was in scoring position, I'd be a little more inclined to do that. But I think you're going to save Papelbon, let him work a straight ninth. I mean, Bergmeyer has been, honestly, your best reliever. I think Bergmeyer's going to stay in here, and Bergmeyer's going to face him. I just set it up to give Papelbon a clean ninth with nobody on the bases. Fastball is a called strike, 0-1. Happ really has lost much of his playing time. Andy Pafko playing against righties and lefties. Pafko is the man at first. Happ, line drive right at Bobby Doerr at second, and the side is retired. So, the Sox get through the bottom of the 8th. Happ hit it fairly hard, but right at Doerr. We head to the 9th. Game 4 of the World Series. Here in year 4 of the FSBL. Red Sox 3, Cubs 2. So here's Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe was not good in his last outing, but he was perfect in his 3 prior. Leon Durham will come in to play first base for the Cubs here. Here's Jimmy Collins. Collins is 1 for 3.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the third baseman, Jimmy.
First pitch fastball for Sutcliffe is in for a call strike. Curveball, chopped out to second. Baez has it, throws to first, there's one away.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Cubs have had so many big hits in the postseason. Through the division series to knock off the Giants, through the LCS to outlast the Dodgers in 7. The well has seemed to have gone dry for the big hit for the Cubbies. Ground ball from Doerr down to third. Santo picked it, quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Jonathan Papelbon is warm and ready for the Red Sox. Here's Buck Freeman. Freeman is 0 for 3, grounded out his last time up. 3 for 13 in the series. Sutcliffe field. First pitch fastball misses down low. delivered. Fastball misses away. 2-0 pitch. Freeman down the left field line. That's a fair ball. They had him shifted, and he's going to drop it in down the line. Half goes through to second, is not in time. Buck Freeman has a 2-out double, and now the Red Sox. All right, so let's go and evaluate this for a minute. Now the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position. Farrell's actually got the better bat than Valentin right now. Valentin's got a hit on the day. He's got 9 RBI, so I'm going to let Valentin hit. I'm going to let Elston come in, though. I didn't love that it brought Sutcliffe in anyway. We're going to have Elston come in here, making his 3rd appearance of the postseason. He will face John Valentin. Let's see. Red Sox on the bench speed. Freeman's only a 38. Dolby Moore is your fastest guy on the bench. So Dolby Moore will run for Freeman at second. As the Sox try to get an insurance run here in the top of the ninth. Don Elston faces John Valentin. Valentin's 1 for 3. Fastball. Valentin fouls it off. It's 0-1. Deal. Curveball. Valentin pulls it down. Count goes to 0-2. Elston from the set. Delivers. Valentin down the right field line. That's going to fall in. It's going to be an RBI single for Valentin, and the Sox get the insurance run they needed. Off the end of the bat, Valentin drops it into right field. Knuckleball down and in, and Valentin just inside outs it, and the Sox extend the lead. It's 4-2 Boston. Huge hit for Valentin, who now has 10 RBIs in the postseason. Farrell down the right field line, fair ball. Rick Farrell does it again. Valentin around second, heading to third. Farrell going to second. It's a 2-out double for Farrell, and now the Cubs are in danger of this blowing up on them here in the top of the ninth. Over a leaping Leon Durham. A run is in. They're second and third. Here's Ellsbury. He is 0 for 4. Despite the platoon situation, you're going to work Ellsbury rather than bring Betts, who already has a 3-run homer in this game, up with the bases loaded. Elston deals. Popped up. Hartnett sheds the mask, puts it away, and the side is retired. But John Valentin comes through with a huge RBI to get an insurance run for the Red Sox. We head to the bottom of the ninth, 4-2 Boston. All right, so Moore is actually going to go. Moore and Valentin will swap. Now Joe Harris will come in and play first.
Your attention, please.
So Joe Harris will play first. Dobie Moore will stay in at short.
Number 60. Joe. Harris.
Closer Jonathan Papelbon
Now
will come on for the Red Sox. Papelbon, perfect 5 for 5 in save opportunity. He has made 7 appearances. He did get a loss in a tie ball game. So far, he is perfect in save opportunities. Bill Dallin 1 for 3 on the day. Scheduled to start things off here for the Cubs. Slider misses down low. Papelbon now has a little wiggle room thanks to Valentin's RBI single in the top of the ninth. Up the middle, Dallin picked by Moore behind the bag. Throw to first, gets him. Nicely done by Dobie Moore, and there's one away.
Now back, second baseman, Javier Baez.
So Javi Baez scheduled to hit, but he has had a miserable season. He's 0 for 3 here. You got to go to a pinch hitter here. I know they don't have a heck of a lot of options. Walt Morin is going to get the coming. This is going to be Morin's first at bat of the postseason.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting to the Cubs.
So Morin will pinch hit for the struggling Javi Baez. Try to give the Cubs something here off the bench. First pitch right down the middle. Morin pulls it foul. Oh and 1 the count. Papelbon deals. Splitter misses down low. Papelbon deals. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 1 and 2. Farrell sets up away. Morin fouls it off to stay alive. One and 2 with a count. The pitch. This is inside, 2 and 2. Papelbon deals. Lawrence slashes hit the other way into the Cubs dugout, head for cover. 2 and 2, still the count. Papelbon delivers. Fastball misses up high. So now the count is full. Bill Lang waits on deck as the order would turn over here for the Cubs. Good at bat here out of Walt Moore in pinch hitting. 3-2 from Papelbon. Fouls off another one. 8 pitches so far in this at bat. Jonathan Papelbon looking to finish off Walt Moore for the second out in the inning. Fastball swung on and missed. Papelbon wins the battle. And the Cubs are down to their final out here in Game 4. Good at bat from Morin, but Papelbon finishes him off, and it's up to Bill Lang to keep the line moving. Lang is 0 for 3. He's also drawn a walk. Fastball misses inside. Stan Hack waits on deck. I think I said earlier on that Lang was having a decent series here. I'm totally off on that. He's 2 for 15 actually. Pretty much did all of his solid postseason damage in the division series. Slider is in for a called strike. Chris Slovic, how are you, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. Cubs trying to get the tying run to the plate. Papelbon delivers. Lang, line to second. Door has it. Ball game over, and the Red Sox are a win away from the World Series title. Smoky Joe Wood, a sensational effort here in this one. Again, a lot of debate whether Wood should have gotten this start or Pedro should have come back on 3 days rest. Wood proves them right in going to him. And now the Red Sox will have their ace, Pedro Martinez, at full rest for Game 5, a potential clincher here at Wrigley. Wood gets the win. Fergie Jenkins takes his first loss of the postseason. Jonathan Papelbon, a perfect 6 for 6 in saves so far in the playoffs. And the Red Sox are now a win away from being the champions. Well, I don't know how you would replay it, Bernie, but yeah, your guys are banging on the door. I'll tell you, getting a homer from Betts really helped, because Betts hasn't really done much. Between the Betts performance and the performance from Smoky Joe Wood. I'll tell you also, I mean, with the exception of Wade Davis, the Sox bullpen throughout this postseason has been sensational. It really has. Bergmeyer's been untouchable. Papelbon has been excellent. Derek Lowe's been really good. Just a great job by the Sox. They've gotten the great pitching, and they've gotten enough timely hitting, even though their overall offensive numbers haven't been great, to get them to this point, a win away from a championship. Betts gets player of the game for the homers, but Joe Wood, 6 2/3, scattered 7 hits. He walked 2, but he struck out 9, limited the damage to only the 2 runs on the Santo homer. Fergie Jenkins, 6 1/3, 6 hits, struck out 6, walked none. I mean, that's a very solid effort from Fergie coming back on the 3 days rest. Certainly can't lay any of this at Jenkins' feet. The Betts homer, really the only blemish on him. Final line score, 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Sox, 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Cubbies. And we head to a Game 5. The Cubs need 3 straight to stay alive and win a title. 1 win in the next 3, all the Sox need. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. Bernie Strom, Chris Slovic popping in. Always good to see you, Christopher. I hope you are well, my friend. SGJ Jamie was in the house as well. Scrolling up. I missed somebody. Oh, Clee baseball fan, our friend Tim was here. You're right. Well, Bernie, it's not even just that the Cubs aren't getting any clutch hits at this point. And that, the Cubs run and the Twins run were very, very similar. And at the end of the Twins series against the Red Sox, the Twins stopped getting the clutch hits. But not to this extent. Chicago just can't get a big hit at this point. With the exception of Santo, just nobody is coming through in a big spot for them. And that's a tough way to try to navigate a World Series battle like this, especially as well as the Sox are pitching. So Pedro Martinez will look to get the Sox their first World Series title here in the FSBL. Bill Hands, who has been sensational for the Cubs, will try to keep their season alive. We'll see, with tomorrow being the 4th. I usually don't do much too late on the 4th. I might do this game tomorrow night. If it's not tomorrow night, it'll be late Saturday night. We'll get Game 5 in there. If I do not come on here tomorrow, please, everybody, enjoy your 4th. Be safe, be healthy, be happy. Thank you again, as always, for checking in here to the Legend Sports Universe. Bang that like button if you haven't as of yet. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most importantly, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Red Sox take a 3-1 lead in the World Series with a 4-2 win here at Wrigley.